Good morning, good morning. I'm here at my favorite creek, no can tell. Won't be doing any fishing today. This is only a scouting report. The boat ramp is still a block of ice. I mean, getting here isn't gonna be too much of a task, but the boat ramp itself, is that a good picture of it? The boat ramp itself is still solid. So we're not going to do any fishing today. What we are going to talk about is structure or cover when you're fishing. Alright, so let's start with the first one. Let's start with structure. Alright, that may be the one that gives people the hardest time to understand. Alright, so let's do it this way. Behind me is an example of them both. Right? Structure and cover. That's what you see with the human eye. Structure is the heel. Structure are heels. Do you see how the heel is a heel? Everyone knows what a heel is, right? Now, what sits on top of those heels, or top of the heel, is cover, aka tree. Okay, so that should already open the eyes for a few of us. Structure is heels, and cover is trees. I'm gonna cover up in a tree. That's what cover is. Okay, now let's take it a little further. Imagine being an eagle flying above the cover, trees, and the structure, the heel, the contour of the land that you can see. It's the same thing underwater. It's just covered, it's just land covered with water. So you hear a lot of people say points, secondary points, humps, heels, saddles. All of that is just another word of saying structure, heels, humps. It's just underwater. Now you may ask, what is cover? Cover is trees underwater, limbs, trees that are laid down, root balls, man-made cover. You know, that's what cover is when you're out on the creek fishing. Now, you put those two together. I am fishing structure. When I get to that structure, aka a point that continually run underground, you should be able to see that that's a point. It doesn't just stop there at the edge of the water. It keeps running underwater. That's structure. Now, when I get to that structure, aka main lake point, or in this case, it's a creek, main creek point, I am now going to look for cover. Not necessarily I kind of look for fish on structure. I don't really care about the structure. But the structure would be, the cover would be a tree laying down on that hill. A tree is the cover for the fish. The structure is the point where the hill continually runs. With that, you can see on top of it. You can see the structure on top, but you can't see the structure on the bottom or under the water. That's where livestock comes from. All right, this is I want to say creek. I never saw those look like storks. Are those storks? Oh my gosh, I thought they were just in a different part of the state. Okay, well, I guess if you never get out, you'll never see. All right, now let's look at the charts in your fish finder. That bird's eye view is just that you're floating on top of the water now in the vessel, looking down at the structure. Okay? All right? So I have these color depths in 5-foot increments. So if you are looking at the top of the hill, right here in the brown or the brown tan area is aka land. That's the stuff you can see. Right? Everything else is water. This is the dirt. This is where it touches the water. Everything that's in red is 0 to 5 feet, and every other color increments all the way down till I get to 25 foot, which is gray. I seldom fish deeper than that, but anyway, this is the bird's eye view. I can show you where my color depths are set. I want to go here, layers, water, depth shading. 0 to 5 foot is red. You have to imagine being an eagle looking down at the top of a hill. And let me continue with the color depths. 5 to 10 is a little different, a light kind of purple than what's at 10 to 15 foot. So as you can see here, I didn't turn on 30 to 40. That would cover up the whole map, and it would kind of, I really couldn't see the structure popping out. So I stop at 25 foot, which is gray. So that tells me if I'm in the gray area, I'm looking around that whole structure. I'm going to sit there and shoot my beam up and across that entire point. Main Creek Point. As you can see, I got a few laydowns or a few waypoints marked here because there's some cover right there. If you had, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit right here. Oh, the other way. Right there. Okay? If you were at the top of this hill, if this whole lake was dry, if you were at the top of this point right here and sat down on a cardboard box and slide, you would slide down you would keep going, and right there you would slide down all the way down that hill, if you think of it that way. But the way the water kind of flow, as you can see, if you were water, you would probably dip down to that 5 foot area, flatten out a little bit, and the way the structure is, you would slide down that slope, and then you would slide down here, and you would slide down some more and be at the bottom. If that is clear as mud, or I made things worse. But use your maps and use your depth shading so that the contour will pop out. Now, here's another one. I'm just gonna end on this note. Here's one where everybody goes and sit there and try to catch. Dude, there's a huge hump underwater, and the top of it is what? 10 foot from the surface. See how is that color right there is pink? Right there? That tells me that's 10 foot right there. 10 foot at the top of it, but look all around it. Look all around it. My goodness. It's a ton of stuff for a ton of cover on top of this hump. On that note, until next time, brothers and sisters, until next time.